listening to Power Producers Shop Talk, where we are refining and redefining the sales game by equipping you with the tools you need to differentiate yourself in the marketplace.
Well, it's like when we audit the mod with Logic and give them the action items that they're going to use to lower their total cost of risk.
Tactical skills that will help you provide deliverable value to your clients and prospects.
Technology is not an expense, it's an investment. Look at what Think HR has done for our clients and even our team. It's an amazing product, and I'm so thankful we have that.
And action items that you can provide to take your prospects and clients to the next level.
Things are changing for us in 2021. Not all big business anymore. Now that we have Cover Wallet on our team, it's amazing that we're going to be able to write small business profitably.
This is Power Producer Shop Talk. Production redefined. Are you ready to feel the power?
Welcome to Power Producers Shop Talk. Guess what, man? I know the episode number this time, and it is...
Can I guess? Hang on, let me guess. I'm going to say this is 30 on the dot.
This is episode 30 on the dot.
Yes. That's my number, baby.
This is big 30 of Shop Talk.
Hell yeah. My varsity basketball number.
I'm getting a lot of positive feedback on these Shop Talk episodes, too. Everybody loves them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a pretty intelligent guy with a lot of, you got a lot of battle scars from being in the sales game for a while. They'd like to drill down on that knowledge a little bit.
I've got battle scars, that's for sure. I don't know how intelligent I am.
I don't either, so at least we're on the same page there.
There we go.
Hey, so listen, what I want to talk about for this is, I got to thinking about it at the first of the year, and I wonder how many people actually are effectively using their business planning and their process planning, and most importantly, their behavior planning as they go into the first of the year. I think so many people do a business plan, and they talk about, here's the numbers I'm going to hit, here's my target market, here's how many there are in my area. Here's the average revenue account, size of the accounts, and all of that. Mm-hmm. But
how
they don't really give anybody any marching orders, for what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. And I think that's something that's huge, and it's not necessarily difficult to do. But as I'm sitting here looking, it's just like when we were going back and forth this morning, right before we went on, talking about all of this stuff with HubSpot and how we're going to set it up for a VA to do appointment setting for us and all of that. And when I did, I'm looking in there, and the first thing I look for when I go into HubSpot is behavior. I'm not even looking at numbers. I'm looking at behavior. I want to see if the behaviors are there that will breed the right activity for us to generate revenue. So, that's what's important. To me, a business plan, it's great if you've got a goal, and it's great if you've done market research, but if you don't show what the behaviors are that are going to help you achieve those numbers, that's not a business plan. That's a list of goals and some market research.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And this is obviously the natural time to do it when everybody's doing resolutions and trying to get everything in line after the first of the year. But it's, I think a lot of times if you don't have those action items and the how behind it, it turns into one of those gym resolutions that your membership, is just sitting there after February and you're not there.
I'll go ahead and fall on the sword right here.
Yeah.
I'm walking around with a gym bag that I've got my membership voucher printed out for Crunch Fitness from January of 2020.
I pay whatever, $12 a month every month, and I haven't been since COVID started.
Right. Me too.
And I can honestly tell you, I would probably be going if COVID wasn't going on, because I legitimately like going, but I can't do that right now. What I could do is do some stuff at home, but I'm not going to do that either.
You need a tonal. That's what you need.
I need to just buy a bunch of those P90X videos and just crank them in the.
Which one would you like? I can let you borrow it.
I'm sure you do. I bet you do. I'm sure you.
Your extra 2 minutes and Never Split the Difference books.
I'm sure you have a Bowflex as well.
We just sold it.
Of course you did.
Dude, I'm not kidding. We own every infomercial product for fitness ever. I have all of the Beachbody series.
That's the other one. That's right.
Well, Beachbody's who does P90X.
Who was the dude? Who was like the kickbox guy? What was that guy's name?
Billy Blanks with Tybo.
Yes, he's on a commercial. He's on a Progressive commercial or a Geico commercial.
By the way, Billy Blanks jacked in his old age.
He's huge. He's got to be. I don't even know how old he is. Like 60.
He has to be, but he looks like he does nothing but stand in his driveway doing curls all day.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I saw him and I'm holy cow, Billy's getting thick.
So maybe I'll do that. Let's do that.
I'll tell you what, man, in all seriousness, I had the Tybo videos, and the thing that I enjoyed the most about them is the stretching. Like they would give you the pre-workout warm-up and stretch and all that. That is a very underrated thing in the exercise world.
Stretching is big, especially if you're sitting around, on the computer all day.
Yeah, or just laying on your couch eating cans of Pringles by the can.
Once you pop, you don't stop.
Can't do it, man. I am kind of a fan of the Lay's stacks. They're a little bit thicker.
Yeah, I'm a classic Lay's guy. What were we talking about before this? Plans?
Backwards. And
okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean.
So what's the first step in doing that? I mean, obviously we can talk about it. We can talk about you need to do that with the end in mind and everything. But how do you put in an effective action plan that's going to produce the results that you're looking for?
Well, I mean, the end for everybody is how much they want to make.
Right. Well, for most people, right.
You have to build your math from that. So,
right.
If you tell me, hey, I want to make, $100,000 this year and you get 40% new business commission, let's just pretend like it's your first year because I'm not into renewals. You guys can figure all that out. That's way too complicated a math for me to be thinking about on a Friday morning.
Oh, yeah.
But if you just say you want to make $100,000 and, you're at 40% new business commission, then you have to write $250,000. Is that right? Let me pull the old adding machine out.
Dude, I have no idea. I was hoping that you were going to come up with a number and not ask me because I had
$1,000 in new business revenue. So you say, hey, look, I want to write $100,000, make $100,000, and I get 40% new business commission. Got to write $250,000 in revenue, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know that is unrealistic.
Yeah.
Period. If you're new in the game, or even if you've not been in middle market for a while, I'm not saying that people can't go out and write $250,000 in revenue in a year. I've done it consistently, and I don't say that to brag. I'm just saying to think you're going to go out and do that if you've never done it before.
Right.
You're going to have to be a freak. So
sure,
that's the basis for everything. So now okay, I want to make 100. I get 40%. I have to write $250,000. Now let's go back to things we've talked about prior. Ideal prospect profile. What's your ideal prospect? How much average revenue per account are you looking at? If you're looking at $25,000 in revenue as your average, you have to write 10 accounts, like just less than one a month. Okay, well,
which I mean that's a reasonable. Yeah, exactly.
But not in your first year, because with middle market, you have to continuously work that pipeline.
I was going to say that sales process has a longer tail than your small business stuff that you can just turn around in a day or two or in a week or whatever. I mean, it's stuff that you have to kind of massage and have multiple touch points over the course of the year. I mean, there's been a number that I've done that I've talked to for a year and a half before it. Maybe timing was off the first time. Maybe they just renewed and it wasn't something that they were willing to look at that point. But I think that's important to keep in mind as well. It's going to be tough to come out of the gates with no first year or whatever and make that happen.
Agreed. So let's just say it's 25,000 and you need like 10 of them.
Right.
How many people do you have to present to,
right.
That your actionable work product? How many people do you have to present to in order to get 10 orders? Right. So now we think, okay, I like our chances, right? Because when we go in, we've got a higher than average close rate. If we get to the point where we're going to, I would say we've got a best in class close rate. I just didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
Not like I was being arrogant about it, because I'm not. It's just our process works. We know that it works. And if we get to that point, we know we're going to win way more than we're going to lose. But for practical purposes, let's say we have to pitch 20 people in a meeting with actionable work product to get 50% of them tires. I think 50% is a fair number.
I agree. No, but I mean, basically, even like if you go into HubSpot and look at the stats, I think that's probably pretty fair.
So here's the deal: how many people do we have to talk to
get to the 20?
To get to that 20, right? That number is going to be way smaller. I mean, way bigger.
I'm sorry. Bigger. Yeah.
The percentage is way smaller. So
for sure,
for us to get to 20, we're only getting 20% of the people. I would even argue it's probably like 10%, really.
Yeah.
So just in the to err in the side of being conservative, if we're only hitting 20%, that means over the course, or 10% rather, over 200. The course of the year, we got to hit 200 people.
Right. But I mean,
okay, that's 200 people that we've actually talked to that have given us actionable work product to then come back and present.
Right.
Right. And then we're going to present to 20 of them, and 10 of them are going to hire us.
Yeah, so that's 3 a week, or more than, like, we'll call it 4 a week.
That's just the people that we actually get to
engage with. Right.
How many people do we have to call on to get to that? And I would argue that's probably another
about 10. Yep, I agree.
Right. So now you're at 2,000 instead of 200, and that's where we should be looking at. Right, is 2,000. So take 2,000 and break that down a little bit. 2,000 divided by 50.
It's 38 and a half. So, but I mean, if you, when I look at prospecting from the way that I've done it in the past, and going out and getting in front of people, which, through marketing drops, maybe not super realistic at this point in time, given COVID and everything, but
actually probably easier because you can call more people and email more people.
Well, so that's what I was going to say is it's broken down in between that, calling and emailing. It's not just like I got to go and walk into 2,000 businesses over the course of the year. That's everything, right? That's the calls, the emails, the LinkedIn, the drops, that sort of thing. So when you look at it from that perspective, you see 2,000, man, that seems like a lot. I don't know that it really is, It's not for me when I was going to see 50 freaking businesses a day with the office supplies.
No, but that's the whole thing, man. That's why you've got your number now, right?
Right.
Now it works to, here's what I want to make at the end. Here's what I start out with at the beginning. And we used conservative yield numbers to get to that. Now let's break it back down and turn it into a daily deal instead of what we have to do over the course of the entire year. So if you take 1,000, like you said, and you break that down into here's what we have to do per week, it's 38 and a half leads a week. So let's just use easy math and say you need to be in touching and calling on and dropping on or whatever we're doing in this environment, 12 a day, a dozen a day.
Right.
How long does that take? 15 minutes?
For calls, yeah. I mean, if you're having conversations, hopefully a little bit longer than that. But sure, yeah. If you're calling and emailing,
that's first conversation though.
Right.
You're just trying to get, hey, I just want to introduce myself, blah, blah, blah. So let's just
call it a half hour.
Call it a half hour then. That's 2 an hour for 6 hours. If it was 15 minutes, it's 4 an hour for 3 hours.
Right.
What are you doing the rest of your day?
Yeah, hopefully finding more people to call the next day.
Right. But I mean, that's the whole thing. So when we say that our business is easy, it really is when you think about it that way, because you can make whatever you want. And you can adjust those behaviors as you go. And the thing that's cool about building your business plan this way is that next year, you're going to have your own results. And now your plan is going to be even more accurate. You might find out that instead of only getting 10% yield in a stage, you're getting 20% yield. Right. So you don't have to have as many. And then you can tailor that as you tune it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're going off of your data at that point.
Yeah, that's why I say 2 or 3 years of going through the process over time, it's going to be way easier for you because you're going to have people that you've built rapport with in the prior years. So you're going to have a better hit ratio. You're going to get more educated in product. You're going to get more street smart and all of that. So my theory really is if you're a producer who's just starting in the middle market today, you can easily, if you do the process the right way, you could be hitting 250 in revenue in 4 years.
Right.
I don't think you're going to go out and do it in your first. I don't think very many people are.
Yeah. That
doesn't mean that they can't. It's just most people, until they hear something like this that breaks it down from the end to the beginning and then into daily behaviors, they don't think that way. So they don't realize But here's the thing. It's just like anything else, man. You have to hit that grind every single day. You can't skip. And by the way, when I went and did that math, I was doing that math on what I'm just doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not even.
Well, because I mean that's how our schedule is set up. You know, we would.
People are running the math thinking, wait a minute, that's not a dozen a day. Yeah, it is, because we only Monday's a wash and Friday's a wash for us. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is really when we go at it from the sales angle. And so that's a big deal, man. And
it's a wash because we're doing, you know, team sales meeting and everything Monday, typically, you know, and then Friday is doing all the research and process, like we talked about, you know, in earlier episodes on this, where we're basically filling up our bank for the next week in terms of you know, prospects that we're going after.
Yeah, I just think that if you take the approach, if all you think about is the approach, I got to get in front of 12 people today. Just get in front of them, have a conversation, try to have a conversation, whatever else, and you know that if you do that,
you're not selling them. I mean that's the one thing that I have found that has made this monumentally easier in terms of marketing and getting in front of people for me is that when I used to be going in and doing these drops and calls and everything,
you were expected to
I had to make the sale then.
Yeah.
Like
you were expected to sell something then.
Yeah, right. This is a much more relaxed conversation. I'm just trying to get in the door and ultimately get to the point where I'm able to make that sale. But obviously it's a little bit more complex than just going in and selling office supplies or whatever. But, you know, it's an easier.
Is it that much more complex? I don't think it is.
Well, not from, I guess not from if you look at it holistically, no, but from the standpoint of I'm not going to walk in and sell them an insurance policy like, you know, today or change their insurance up or whatever. I can walk in and sell them some paper. It's a commodity versus, you know, where we're delivering them more of a value proposition. So from that aspect, it's different. But I mean, I always had to tell my new guys that, like, hey, like, you know, initially you are going to need to make up in numbers what you lack in skill until your skill sets improve. And the only way they're going to improve is by going out in repetition and doing it over and over again. You're just going to have to make up for that in numbers. And I think that's true for pretty much any industry, but you know, I feel like it especially applies here in the middle market if you haven't been doing it before.
Agreed. Well, listen, people, take those business plans and that amount of revenue you thought you were going to do, run those calculations. Figure out how many people you have to sell on an average account size, how many people you have to present to in order to get the order, how many people you have to meet with in order to get them to allow you to present, and how many raw leads you have to call in order to even get that person on the phone.
Yep.
It's that simple. And you can take that total number, divide it up by 52, tells you how many you need to do a week. And then whether you do 3 days a week of calling and constant prospecting or 5, you can do the math from there. You know, The math is easy. A matter of understanding the thought process and the calculations behind to know what the activity needs to be. And here's what I can tell you. If you do that, and then you have a system, which we will talk about on a different episode, but you have a system where you religiously log that activity and you monitor and track that. In our agency, obviously, we've talked about it. We use HubSpot for that. But if you have that system, then it's only going to help you fine tune and improve as you go. So I would tell you, crack out those freshly written business plans and get to work and figure out what your day looks like. And you'll be amazed at how much money you can make if you just get yourself into the routine. The problem is you take one day off of the routine, then it's 2, then it's 3. And the next thing you know, you're right back to making $35,000 a year. And nobody wants that.
Right.
It's 1960. All right, listen, everybody have a great weekend. We will catch you on episode 30. What?
See ya.
You've been listening to Power Producers Shop Talk. You can follow us at the Power Producers Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to take your game to the next level, check out our commercial insurance training course at killingcommercial.com or visit Amazon to pick up a copy of our international best-selling book, The Extra 2 Minutes.